Hi, this is Jimmy Brown from Guitar World. Today I'm going to show you how to finger major and minor bar chords cleanly. A bar chord is a chord in which you take usually your index finger and you bar it, like you're barring a door across all the 6 strings. So say if I'm playing an open E chord and I move those fingers up 1 fret and then I have to create a clamp here at the 1st fret. Okay, so this way I'm taking that same voicing of E, and every note moves up a half step to F. If I shift it up another fret to the 2nd fret, it's F sharp. 1 more fret gives me G. So bar chords are very useful. You can play certain types of chords based on any root note or key you want. Now the thing is, it's imperative that you clamp down firmly, and that also involves the thumb pressing against the back of the neck. So if I'm making this F chord here, I want to have my index finger barred down, not on top of the fret and not too far away from it either. I want to be right behind it in the middle of the fret there. And then the thumb is actually, see that? It's forming a counter clamp, counter pressure. So what you want to do is strum each string individually, just without any other fingers. Make sure it's clean. And with practice, your finger gets stronger and you learn to anticipate the amount of pressure that you need to apply. And then you add the other notes. That's F major. Move it up 2 frets, it's G major. Okay? If I remove my middle finger here, it's G minor. So an important thing is to pick the notes individually, make sure there's no dead notes in there. A lot of times I'll see a student play a chord and they'll go, I'm like, what's wrong with that? Sounds good. I'm like, no, listen to what you got this. That's good, that's good. You're missing 2 notes because you're curling your finger. It has to be flat. The knuckle has to be straightened out and the thumb clamped against the back of the neck. That's the most important thing with bar chords, okay? So, and it's based on the shape. That was G major based upon the E major shape. E minor, move that up a fret and you get F minor. Up 2 frets, you get G minor. Move it up 2 more frets, you get A minor. And the other principles apply as it does with open chords. Make sure you don't accidentally lean against the string. Say the pinky here. It's fretting the 7th fret on the D string. If I'm lazy with that, it's touching the G string, which it's not supposed to. You want your fingers to stand tall. You want that note to ring unimpeded. Same thing if I'm playing A major. Don't let that pinky be lazy and muting out that note. Another very useful type of bar chord is based upon an open A shape. You move that up a fret. Now, here's what typically happens. If you do this, you could bar. That's a little weird because there's a bit of a contorted stretch, but the same principle applies. Clamp the finger down. Now, I'm only playing on the top 5 strings. I'm not barring the bottom string. I'm basically avoiding it, intentionally avoiding it. So that's A sharp or B flat. Another fret is B. C. What you can do is let the tip of that finger touch the low E string as a kind of like a safeguard to make sure that if you accidentally strum it, which is very possible to do when you're strumming, you're not going to get the low open string, which could sound really awful depending on what key you're in. See, if I include that low string, it's like, ooh, it ruins it. But if I have that there, just touching that string, not fretting it, but I'm barring across and then muting there. Now the problem with this particular shape is that as you move up the neck, these fingers get really cramped. It's hard to fit them into that space of 1 fret. If you happen to be double jointed, I'm double jointed in my pinky so I can bend it back like that. So I'll prefer to play, say there's an A chord, and then if I'm gonna go to A sharp, I'll fret my pinky there. And then see how it's kind of curving up there like a ski jump slope? That lets me hit the high F note on top. So I have the index finger playing the 1st fret on the A string and on the 1st string, and then the pinky forming a secondary bar. And it takes some finger strength. You have to get used to that and build it up. And now I'm getting all 5 notes. And then you can move that up to C, to D. Now, if your pinky is stiff as a board, like my ring finger is, and it doesn't want to bend, what you just do to play a major chord there is just strum the middle 4 strings And then don't worry about the top note because you don't want to fret that. You're going to get a different kind of chord. That's called a major 6 chord. So just kind of arch it up. And if you end up muting the top string, so it doesn't ring, but you're just getting those middle 4 notes. Here's the E chord. Minor chords, based on an A minor chord, are easier to make with a bar. So you take that shape, slide it up 1 fret, add the bar across the top 5 strings, touching the low E just to keep it quiet. That's A sharp or B minor. A sharp minor or B flat minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp minor, D minor. And other types of chords are dominant 7. Here's an A7. It's just like A major, but you're lifting up the pinky. And you want that D string, which is actually fretted by the index finger bar, to ring. You don't want this ring finger to lazily lean against it and touch it. It's a nice dominant 7 chord. You can also get a dominant 7 chord based upon this shape, which is an A7, move up a fret with the bar, And if you start to feel aching, stop, shake it out, rest. A little bit of practice each day will build up the strength and you'll soon be playing bar chords like a pro.